Meditation. What is Buddhist meditation? There are many forms of meditation and many ideas about what meditation is, while different spiritual paths may associate meditation with contemplation, prayer, or other practices. Buddhist meditation is generally associated with mindfulness and awareness-centered, although there are a lot more forms of Buddhist meditation than you might think. They all have mindfulness as their common denominator. Buddhist meditation practices cultivate core values of awareness, tranquility, and insight according to Buddhist philosophy. When we understand our minds and emotions better, we can work with actions and reaction in a way that leads to well-being and happiness our own, and the well-being of those around us. And the more we appreciate the importance of others' well-being and happiness, the more we experience compassion and love. Mindfulness is the key. The development of Buddhist meditation. According to most historians, the Buddha was born to a royal family about 6 centuries BCE in what is now Nepal, after having experienced the luxuries of his noble lineage and the rigors of an ascetic spiritual path. The Buddha chose to eschew these extremes in favor of a practice based on moderation, introspection, and stable awareness. This practice led to his spiritual awakening in India. Following which he spent many decades teaching what he had discovered to anyone who was interested: royalty, merchants, farmers, paupers, monk, and nun. In turn, his disciples put the teaching into practice and gained insight that they then transmitted to others. Buddhism spread throughout Asia, adapting to the customs and, to a certain degree, the belief systems of the lands where it took root, although there are perceptible differences in the way that Buddhism is practiced today in, say, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, Tibet, Korea, and Cambodia. They all have at their core the practice of mindfulness. And a philosophy based on the Buddha's first cycle of teachings, known as the Four Noble Truths. These early teachings focus on why we experience sesaphantic, how we can put an end to the unwholesome patterns that cause this suffering by cultivating awareness, and training the mind. And the freedom experience when we are no longer fettered by these unwholesome patterns. The four foundations of mindfulness. The Buddha taught mindfulness meditation as an essential component of the journey to the freedom. In a famous discourse, he suggested that, in order to cultivate awareness, there are four things to be mindfulness of. The body, as in what is perceived by the senses right now. Feeling, as in how do we feel about those perceptions? Do we accept or reject them? Mind, as in what emotional reaction and thoughts are we experiencing based on this phenomena, as in what is the nature of our perception of the things? What is different about Buddhist mindfulness meditation? Anything? The basis of mindfulness meditation, Buddhist or not, is non-judgmental awareness of what we are experiencing in the moment, sitting and following. The breath to keep the mind focused and aware is a very well-known mindfulness meditation. What sets Buddhist mindfulness meditation apart is the importance of motivation at the development of insight or vipassana meditation. Buddhist motivation focuses on liberation from suffering. And confusion and the attachment of freedom. Buddhists generally take a moment before beginning their practice to recall their motivation and express their confidence in the sanity of their journey. After their session has ended, they reiterate their motivation and confidence. In their opening and closing prayers, many Buddhists give voice to their wish that meditation will give them tools to be better able to help others. For Buddhists, the qualities of compassion, and discernment are very important, and they're usually included in these prayers, such as the four immeasurable or boundless thoughts. Naturally, you don't have to be a Buddhist to appreciate the importance of these qualities. Another very useful set of tools, too. Understand the keys to liberation are found in the four seals of Dharma. Otherwise, there are no fundamental difference in the way that Buddhists and non-Buddhists practice mindfulness. The mindfulness technique itself is not religious in any way and can be very beneficial to all. Note that there are many other Buddhist practices They are specific to Buddhism. Some are quite connected to their country's culture and require study and training. Tibetan Buddhist mantra and visualization practice, for example, while others are very accessible. How to practice Buddhist mindfulness meditation. To practice mindfulness meditation with a Buddhist slant, during your session be taking a moment to recall why you are meditating. What is your motivation? Think about what your goal is and how meditation can help you reach it. Connect with your compassionate, caring heart. Then sit in a posture that supports your practice and settle your mind on the rhythm and feel of your breath. As you practice, your mind will be distracted by all sorts of ideas: what has been done, what needs doing, and how you feel about all that. Great. Notice these thoughts and how they vie for your attention. Then gently but firmly bring your mind back to the breath. When you start meditation, it often seems like you are having more thoughts than ever. Don't panic, and don't try to stop these wandering thoughts. Just acknowledge their presence and let them come and go without pursuing them further. The goal is to become aware of whatever rises in the mind, whether desirable or not. Thoughts are always there. We're just usually too busy to notice. Thanks to mindfulness, we learn that there's a powerful alternative to distractedness, awareness. To develop awareness, we train in being present, a few minutes at a time. At the end of your allotted sit time, you might revisit your motivation and confidence in the sanity of the mindful journey. Develop a sense of gratitude. Give voice to a prayer or affirmation, etc. The idea is to a voice springing up off the cushion and back into the usual you to abruptly acknowledge that your practice and the inventor behind it are important. Grow. Carry this motivation and awareness toward daily life's activities.